Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Garen. I really appreciate it. So doesn't really matter how you pronounce my name. I'm European originally. I'm Anika Ray, and I'm the Advanced Certified Teacher. I want to welcome you to this information talk. I'm very excited to share with you my passion for the Akashic Records, to tell you a little bit about this classes that are upcoming, mine and obviously other teachers. I'm so happy to have you. I'll actually want to hear a little bit from you in a minute, but to start it off, I want to tell you a little bit about my Akashic Records story. So how I got into records. So it's been a little bit over 10 years now for me getting into the records. I was actually at a time where I was kind of looking for a purpose in my life. I left my education years earlier and I was doing different things, but nothing was really working out. And so I kind of was also dealing with some emotional things. My dad passing was really hard on me. So the combination thereof really led me to seek for something deeper, to get onto the spiritual path. And part of it was going to different spiritual healers, right, practitioners. And in one of these sessions, one of them actually mentioned the Akashic Records to me. Now, I heard of the records, but I never really, thought anything of it until she mentioned it and said, yes, this would be great. You could see your dad. It will be emotional healing, but it could also help you out in different ways. She mentioned the teacher, Linda Howe, and she said this is, she mentioned the book, How to Read the Akashic Records. So it really took me very little to just get on board, go into the class. And when I first started to open the records, it really felt like coming home. And it just felt that sense of love and familiarity. And, everything that started there for me, it really helped me get into the place of peace and serenity for myself. Yes, I did find transformation. I would say that's the most powerful thing that happened to me, but also it helped me really discover my purpose, a part of my purpose of being a spiritual teacher, a catalyst for others. And it really is a part of my spiritual practice. It's a part of my work. It's a part of things that I use for healing, for transformation. It's really something that is just such a big part of my life. And I just hope that this can open the doors for you and for each of you individually. It obviously will be sort of like a different thing because record has many uses, but I'm very excited to share this information with you. And on that note, since I introduced myself, and again, if you hear a little accent, I do want to tell you originally I'm from Eastern Europe to be precise. I've lived here for over 20 years. And was come here and finished my master's, but that never really happened, as I said. And I kind of got into spiritual work around 10 years ago and still keeps going, right? I keep teaching now, and I've been teaching for 8 years, just to let you know, since 2014. That's where I received certification as well. So reading for over 10 years, teaching for over 8 years. I'm really excited to share this with you. So now I see that there's people, if you want to turn your camera on, Gary will let you, if you want to unmute and let me know where you're from, where we're connecting from. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently, I've been here for 16 years. Gosh, yes, 16 years. It's sunny and warm here still. So I wanted to see where you're coming from. Introduce yourself. Go ahead. Anyone can start. I see Kelly here. Kelly. Gill, Gill.
Canada. Yeah, I'm from London.
Hi, England. Kelly. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Prater, Kimberly. Kimberly, would you like to say something? Okay. Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
I'm in Fresno, California. I actually had my first encounter with the Akashic Records about 20 years ago when I was pregnant with my twins. That was the first
Wow.
started. And I've been reading, but just completely amateur and not really knowing what I'm doing exactly. And I'd like to learn.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else wants to say hi?
I'd love to say hi. I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
go ahead.
Hi. Hi. Go
Hi.
ahead.
I just want to say I'm really excited to be here with everybody. I'm a psychic medium, and I have done some work with the records, but I'd love to have a more structured approach. So thank you.
Excellent. Absolutely. Love my psychic mediums. Yes. All right. Anybody else wants to say hello before we dive into the content and the meditation?
Hi there, I'm Stevie Clark. I'm from Shorewood, Illinois, and I'm kind of new to all this, and I'm just getting some information. I'm excited to be here with all of you guys, so thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Anybody else would like to say hello? I'm excited. You guys are really a diverse. I can feel the energy definitely there.
Hi, I'm Anika Ray. I'm from Texas. I have been on my spiritual journey for, I don't know, like the last 12 years, but exceptionally pulled toward the Akashic Records for some odd reason. I keep coming back to them. So excited to learn more about the certification training. So, hi.
All right. Hi. All right. Excellent. Okay. So I really appreciate there's quite a few. I don't know. Let me see in the chat. I'm going to just check the chat. People from UK, Surrey. Thank you so much for, my European people. Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. I know there's a time difference over there. So let's dive into, we're going to do a little short meditation. So now one thing I want to tell you is the meditation definitely does help. Even, I know some of you say like you are, reading the book perhaps, and we'll talk a little bit about the book later. So if you are entering the records, or even if you're preparing to enter the records and to access and to read them, right? It would be helpful to do a meditation. It's very grounding, it's very focusing. And if you have other spiritual practices, this could be something you already do. So what I want to do is share with you, my version of meditation. I didn't prepare this. This is going to be totally sort of like channeled in a moment based on a group's energy. But Pillar of Light meditation is something that's mentioned in the book, How to Read the Akashic Records. It's something that can be helpful to you. Any version of meditation that's grounding obviously works. So we're going to just close your eyes, and you're going to take a few deep breaths. Like, we're going to take a few deep breaths and let everything go. Any kind of emotional, physical impediments, anything that's sort of restricting you. And wherever you are, I just want you to get really comfortable. Very, very comfortable. Feel that pull, that magnetic pull coming down through your feet towards this planet. As if there is sort of this invisible rod, this invisible pillar pulling you down. And allow that rod, that pillar, to really pull down through the soles of your feet, all the way through the floor and through different layers of the earth, all the way down to the core of the planet, to the core of Mother Earth, Gaia. And in that spot, in the core of the earth, allow that pillar to really ground. You can even see the lights if you're in your mind's eye, if you want to imagine these little flickering lights in the middle of the planet, kind of like crystalline lights, crystalline structure. allow the planet to ground you and to nurture you and to honor you for showing up and answering your soul's call and your ancestral calling. Your wisdom of the planet is supporting you at this moment, and the energy and everything that the planet has in store for you. The planet is sharing your destiny as much as its own. And so in that meeting and in that grounding, there's this little energetic charge, right? Like getting to know an old friend, returning to an old friend. And we're going to leave that connection there. And now I want you to, in your mind's eye, as you left that connection, to allow yourself to really feel your heart, your heartbeat, to really feel the sound of your heart. And as you connect to that heart, to the heart space, in the very middle of your heart, in your mind's eye, imagine also this flickering light. And imagine this light turning into another rod, but this time it'll go upwards through your chest, your throat, through your third eye, through your crown chakra, and further beyond, right? It'll go all the way beyond your crown chakra and approximately like 18 inches above, and you don't have to know where that is. Just feel it as it goes through this wonderful portal, this little doorway that opens up and leads you to these higher dimensions. And it'll lead you exactly to where you need to go, into this Akashic dimension of consciousness, the soul dimension of consciousness. And as this pillar of light leads you to this dimension, you'll see this golden, beautiful light and this softness. You may even feel the softness of this energy. Beautiful, loving energy, very supportive, very nurturing, very kind. And as your rod, your pillar of light, connects to this light, to this dimension, again, there's this energetic charge. And we're just gonna allow this energetic charge to sort of like nurture us, nurture you at this point. And allow you for this experience to sort of develop in a way that's going to be so supportive to you, so comforting. And whatever it is that you're seeking within this dimension will naturally manifest. Excellent. So we're going to leave that there, and we're going to sort of come back to the earth pillar, right? I'm going to pull this pillar of light that we have now connected ourselves to, right? This one that is anchored in the earth. And we're going to pull this pillar back through the soles of our feet, pull it back all the way to your heart center. I'm going to pull that pillar that is coming from the records all the way back into the heart. And in that heart space, we're going to create even more light, right? More light. This connection of two pillars now happens within your heart space. And you'll feel this energy and the light just sort of expanding in your heart space and expanding past your heart space into all of your cells and tissues and organs, expanding beyond your body to hold the space and sort of create a bubble of light around you. So this pillar of light, we want to leave it, you're going to leave it exactly where you need it to be. It could be a little bit from your body, or it could be really far away. Whatever space that you need energetically, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to take a few more deep breaths to let this energy settle in and out. And when you're ready, you're going to just feel your toes, your fingers, slowly open your eyes and get back into this reality. Okay, whenever we're ready. Excellent. So this was just a little meditation, you know, for you to sort of for us to get grounded and focused and to open this space for the Akashic Records to, you know, for this energy. As I said, this could be something that's helpful. I highly recommend it as a part of, you know, you preparing yourself when you decide, okay, I'm going to, you know, open the records, or if you're already doing, it could be very helpful as well. Okay, so now I'm going to actually dive into the content, and I want to welcome others that have chimed in on the chat, Ontario, Canada, and Brooklyn. Absolutely wonderful that you're all joining me. So obviously, you're all drawn to the Akashic Records for a reason. As I said, I don't want to go too much into what the record really is, because that's something we'll learn in the class as well. But it has many uses, right? It has many uses, many benefits to just entering the records. I would say one of the biggest things for me has been transformation, really transforming, you know, and healing, as well as tapping into the purpose. But let's go get into the content as far as what the classes are, right? So all of these classes are based on a particular method. It's called Pathway Prayer Process. And it's coming from Dr. Linda Howe's. Obviously, this is sponsored by the center. I'm one of her certified teachers, as you know, that's how you joined. And so this Pathway Prayer Process is really proven to be a very direct, heart-centered method to enter the records. One of the things that people struggle with, even if you are, you know, psychic medium, I know that because I've actually developed myself intuitively past the records, is to get really confident that you are really in the records, whether you're entering this dimension. And this method has been used by tens of thousands of people. So it's very proven, and one thing that's really interesting, it's very easy. So there is a prayer process, right? So you're in the records and you will know when you're in the records. And then there's a closing part of the prayer where you're outside of the records. And so that's one thing I want to tell you. All of these classes are based on this method that's very heart-centered, that's very easy, that's very responsible. One thing we want is to enter the records, as I said, consciously. This is also a very conscious way, because we can tap into all of these dimensions, right? And I'm sure we can tap into the Akashic dimension as well. But to hold that energy and to consciously connect and work in the record is really, really important. And that way it focuses us and it allows for this transformation, for healing, for, you know, tapping into this wisdom to become really more efficient and to actually, you know, do the work within the records. So even for the psychic mediums, I recommend this conscious process. So this is a proven process, works for tens of thousands of people. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. It's just, I want to make sure that, you know what is the reason for all of these classes. So now we have different levels of classes. So one of the things I will mention is the foundational classes would be the beginning and the advanced practitioner. The beginning practitioner is one of those classes that will really lead you into understanding how to access and read the records, right? This is where you learn this pathway prayer process. And I can tell you, being in a group of people and doing this with group is so powerful, because it can not only give you the confidence and the comfortability and the camaraderie, right, of the group, but it also allows you to sort of like see that everybody can do this, but that everybody's sort of like different as to how they do it, right? It's going to be really unique to you as to how you read the records. You will get into the records, right? The prayer will allow you to get there. And that's what this class does. It teaches you how to access, how to read the records, but it also talks about exactly what the record is, right? What are the Akashic records? And more importantly, what I find that people get confused is, and there's a lot of information out there, is what are the uses, the benefits of the records? Because one thing I will tell you is the record has many benefits without going too much into the content. And that's the difference for me. That's what kind of sold me towards, going into the records, opposed to, now I'm not saying I don't do other things, which I do. And that's how I kind of know what to use it for, to go into the records. And that's one thing the class you'll have this clarity, you'll have this confidence, and you'll really be comfortable with entering the records, reading the records. So that's that foundational class. I would say this is what it'll get you into the records. Now, if you are trying to do this professionally, it'll also give you certification, right? Because that gives you credibility. It gives you credibility. It gives you, the certification is coming through the Linda Howe Center. So you can continue to study with myself or teach other teachers or Linda with the on-demand classes. So this is the foundation. Now, I would say the beginning, and then if you're going to do it professionally, the advanced class is also very important. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Is because, so the beginning class will sort of like an introduction, and you will learn how to access and read your records, right? That is true. But as far as going into, the advanced, this will also teach you what actually happens in the records. And if you're going to do it professionally, I highly recommend you taking that as well. The advanced class talks about energy healing in the records, which is really important to know the differentiation between energy healing the records and perhaps even other modalities, right? And then very important for a lot of people is the past lives. So how to heal past lives in the Akashic records, and also the ancestral healing. So it goes deeper, and it really can take your skill level from the beginner into the advanced. And I find it that is really powerful class. And you'll also learn these stages of energy healing and what really, sort of happens in the record, for the lack of a better word. And so these are more of like, I would say, method classes. So method, but it's really enjoyable. It's wonderful. For me, after taking the first class, I right away started to read the records, right? But after taking the advanced is when I would say I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I mean, I can really do this. And now I understand, all these other elements. Now, I would suggest obviously taking these classes in order. There is a specific order. I know somebody mentioned structure. This is very structured in a way that's very supportive. It's so grounded. I find this work so grounding and so wonderful. And one thing I want to tell you is, listen, I know there are a lot of you, there are healers, intuitive, psychics, mediums. I love you all. I am one of you, but I have not discovered this until I actually got into the records. I do practice channeling, but that's not the point I'm not trying to make. Is you will definitely feel very confident that you are in the records and working in the records, and you don't need to be. If you're not a healer, a psychic medium, you don't need to be. If you are, you will feel very focused. This is going to focus you into this dimension where you can do the work consciously. If you're not, just to let you know, you do not need to be any of these things to enter the record. So everybody can access the record and everybody can read the record. It's going to be stylistically different. So just want you to know, for the beginning and at the advanced class, I would love for you to take all the expectations out the door. Even if you're developed intuitive, take it out the door, because you reading the records may be stylistically different from other people, but also from your intuitive work. As a matter of fact, we actually will get into that, and differentiate what the intuition does and how does the record work. And that's covered in the beginning class. So again, beginning, advanced, beginning class and advanced class, pretty much for me personally, foundational classes. And advanced, I would say definitely, if you're going to do it professionally, very, very, very helpful. But both classes really powerful in a group. There is something about opening the records in the group. Now, there are other classes that I would mention is the Healing Practitioner certification. So now this is really an empowering and powerful class. One thing is spiritual healing in the records, right? We mentioned energy healing, but now spiritual healing itself has different stages. And I know in the records, it is so wonderful to see these stages in such a, again, grounded way where it's so supportive. So if you are struggling with some unresolved like patterns, judgments towards self, I know for myself, it was a lot about self-abandonment or abandonment. Stuff in this lifetime, it could originate in past lifetimes, some grievances, whatever it is that you have. This class will really guide you through these stages and allow you to overcome this in a way that is very supportive, very loving. We're moving from the judgment or self-judgment and self-criticism into unconditional love and acceptance and grace. And so being in that space of spiritual healing in the Healing Practitioner certification is so empowering. I can tell you the emotional healing that I got from that and that I still use. This is connected now to the Blue Book. So if the first two classes I want to tell you are connected to how to read the Akashic Records, just in case I didn't mention it. So this is the first, we call it the Orange Book. So you'll hear us say, like the certified teachers, the Orange Book, the Blue Book, the Purple Book, right? So the Orange Book is the beginning and the advanced practitioner certification. That's what you will need to have. And I know Garen is now posting in the chat where you can get, where you can find the resources. The books are available on Amazon, Kindle, I'm sure you have. And then Linda Howe has, her own, like under her center, there's a bookstore. So I highly, obviously, you're going to need the books for the class. So the first two, Orange Book, the healing class is the Blue Book. And it's quite, it's quite remarkable how this work progresses, right? So we go into the method and then we go straight into the heart, I would say, of the matter, which is what the healing is. A lot of powerful revelations. So honestly, I'm in love with this work, as you can tell. So I have, jumped onto this, jumped onto this sort of like in order. I went from beginning, advanced into the healing. And then we have also the soul's path. So discovering your soul's path. And this is where we're sort of shifting this perspective of, our ordinary lives into extraordinary. And what does this extraordinary mean? It really means aligning with our soul's path and discovering this inner power, but through the human experience, right? Because in this class, we're talking about the inner power of this 5-pointed star. This is the 5-pointed star in the records that talks about sort of these pillars of light, not to go too much into the content to confuse you, but we have this inner power that comes from, our human self. and our soul merging together. And there are some of these pillars represent things on this planet that we're sort of like working through, and that strengthens our idea of, you know, of the, or our ability to manifest our path and purpose. And some of them are like authority, responsibility, commitment, you know, and incarnation. So we're working through these pillars of light, and we're also learning in this class how to manifest your soul's path, how to manifest your desires. And so it's a wonderful, wonderful class. And just to let you know, in the healing practitioner and in the soul's path, you're also going to review how to read the records. So you're going to have the piece of how to read the records, but I feel like with the healing and the soul's path, the focus is going to be also on yourself as much as on the others, but the focus is really on self first. In the beginning and the advanced, the focus is equal, like balanced. So really powerful. And I would say the work keeps evolving. Linda posts other, you know, she's working on other books as well. And so the soul's path is purple book. So just to let you know, so it's going to be based on that material. So as I'm saying, it's like, this is sort of like a progression, I would say, if I could be very honest with you. You know, taking them in order will really start to open layers and layers and layers of what is possible in the Akasha. You know, it's not one of those things where, you know, like for me, at least, it hasn't been just taking one thing and just I stop there. But if that is it for you and you just need to open the door, again, you're following your soul's calling, your soul's path. Now, when are these classes coming up? So one thing I got to tell you, for me, these classes are very much about, you know, hands-on. I like to be very hands-on. I like to make sure that each of you feels supported and comfortable, and really, I really want that comfortability, that confidence, you know, that, you know, that you can really do this, and to support you in the way that's most, you know, mostly supportive for you as to how you're doing it. So the classes are coming up. My class, beginning practitioner, I'm going to teach 2 classes. One is coming up right away in January. So January 28th and 29th. That will be a Friday and Saturday. Also, there'll be a class in March. So March 4th and 5th. And those are going to be the beginning classes in the beginning of the year. Now, there's some links here that Garrett is posting. This is through Learn It Live. I will teach the advanced class in April, April 8th and 9th as well. These are all Fridays and Saturdays. I'm trying to honor you guys, from the international students to US students. So I'm going to be playing with this. Right now it's Friday, Saturday, may shift to Saturday, Sunday. It is a 2-day class, guys. So you will need to be present for both sessions. And upon completing both, you know, both sessions, it'll say 3 sessions when you sign up, but technically it's 2 days. Friday, it's a short session, and then you will have Saturday that is a little bit of a longer session. After completing this, you will receive a certification. You know, this certification will be good for, you know, for obviously continuing to study. You may decide one and done, which I highly doubt. A lot of people are like, oh, I would love to take another class. Now, if you're not available for my classes and you feel like the dates just don't work for you, there are other teachers. There's just a lot of us now. I'm not sure exactly, you know, how many, but I know that there are some people that are teaching actively, you know, and they're teaching all 4 of those classes. I'm going to put in a mix the healing and the soul's path, but I'm trying to focus more on, you know, just sort of going through the method first. And I want to sort of have the idea and offer more beginning and advanced before I jump into healing and the soul's path. That's going to be available in the second part of the year for me. probably May and June. And I'm going to continue to also offer simultaneously beginning and advanced practitioner, because I feel like these are the staple classes. So that's as far as that goes. Why do you want to get certified? I mean, obviously, as I said, this is a proven process. So you will have, besides certification, credibility, obviously, you will also have support from your community, because there's a community of peers, other people that have taken these classes, Linda herself, obviously, and other certified teachers. And myself, if you study with me, you'll always have access to me. There's no question about that. I am very hands-on, as I said. You'll have my email. You'll be able to reach me, with questions, and, with support. And, you'll have this wonderful community that is supporting you as well. There are also, as I said, if you can't make my classes, the certified teachers will have, the ability to teach you in other dates. You also have the on-demand. Now, I had that in my webinar, because I do teach a webinar once a month, again, more about the Akashic Records, and that's also available on Learn It Live. But, it's not a part of the certifications. So I don't want to go too much into details about that. I just want to say to you, check the Learn It Live and you'll see what's coming up. As far as the on-demand, so that's a little different than certifications. Certifications are live classes, right? We show up, it's recorded, you'll get the recording, but you need to show up for 2 days. The on-demand is at your own pace. So if this is something you're interested in, by all means, on-demand is there. This is Linda speaking, right? And you'll have a support through email from an assigned person that is a certified teacher. My name is Cindy Walden, and she's wonderful as well. So that's an option for you if you wanted. So again, that's a little bit about the classes. Again, I want to open it up to questions, because I'm more interested to see if you guys have questions. I want to make sure that I answer all of those. So, Garen, if we can, we're going to let people in. I want to see if there's in a chat. If you want to turn the camera on and ask a question, by all means, I want to make sure that I answer it. And we'll leave exactly, we have like 22 minutes to answer anything. So if you want to come on and ask, raise your hand, or if you want to just ask in the chat, go ahead and ask in the chat. I'll be able to see it. I don't see any questions. Okay.
And folks, you're also welcome. You should be able to unmute yourself or turn your camera on. You have permission to do that.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that I'm really excited about everything that you shared. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, very awesome. I was like, if nobody else was talking, here I am. I'm going to
yes,
show up.
yes,
I'm going to be
yes.
talking
Thank
to
you so
you know?
much.
Let's do this. But like everything that you're sharing is like really in flow with what I'm seeking. And I'm already a professional psychic medium, and I channel as well. But this is, I understand from the experiences that I've had from just reading and doing my own work. I'm saying it's just really powerful to be part of a community and a group dynamic. So I expect I will be joining you January 28th.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it. And, as I said, my journey into the records, started basically the records, and then I started with other intuitive development. So I am expecting my psychic medium healers to be joining me, and I love it, because you will see the energetic differences, and as you already know, and you'll see the difference in readings, and you'll sort of know when to offer to your clients, like one way or another, even though they may be able to choose as well themselves, but you'll be able to discern as well, like, when is this really appropriate for me to use the record, and when do I when do I channel, or when do I do my psychic medium work? Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited. Okay, let me see in the chat. Will there be in person? Oh, in person, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. I love the in-person. We have shifted everything online. I am totally open to the in-person option. I have taught mostly in person, but right at this moment, I don't have anything planned. I don't know where you are from, Wendy. I'm open to being sponsored and to going and teaching a class somewhere else. Las Vegas right now, because of the pandemic, it's kind of like right now we're not shutting down, but it's kind of wearing the masks, and a lot of people don't want to do that. And listen, I just had COVID and it was like really bad. So, if you have a solution and you want to host a class, let me know. Reach out to me and we can talk about it. But I'm totally open to it as long as we take full precautions and we do it in person. It would have to be a 2-day thing, and I'm open to making it happen. Okay, will there be a replay? Yes, absolutely, Laura. There is a replay. There's a recording. You will receive it. Will there be more experience? Yes, Wendy, this is going to be more experiential and easier to absorb. So as I said, this content is based on this book, how to read the Akashic Records, right? This is the book. The beginning and advance comes from here, and it's helpful. Obviously, you will need to read the book before you take a class. It is easy, and I'm going to try to make it as easier as possible for you guys and more comfortable. So that's just my nature, hands-on. So in a group, we'll have times where we'll share right amongst each other, then you'll be able to share the readings. So just to let you know, if I didn't mention, the beginning of the advanced, all the certification, you'll have a chance to do readings for yourself, obviously to access your own record, but also to do it for others. And that's exciting as well. So you'll have a chance to read for each other, and then to see kind of stylistically, how is this different? How is this similar? But I don't want you to compare yourself to others. I just want you to have that experience. Right? It's about experience. Could this heal, Candace? Could this heal anxiety? So we're not really going to use, because this is a medical thing, and Candace, I can relate. I have cortisol issues, and I take surviving all kinds of stuff in Europe while I was a kid. I guess I have some sort of anxiety issue, and my cortisol is off the charts, so I take supplements. It doesn't really, how do I put it this way? If you're interested in physical healing, we can't claim here that it heals anything. Obviously, we're not going to make medical claims. What it definitely, I don't know what the records will exactly do, but from I can speak for personal experience, it is sort of a very serene, calming experience. For the most part, beside the information that you're getting, you're also encountering the energy of primary substance, which is the source energy, which is this loving energy in the records. So it's going to be supportive to you in a ways, that is only unique to you. I don't know, I can't claim it'll heal anxiety, as I said, but personally for myself, it's very calming, it's very soothing, it's very healing spiritually. There's a difference between spiritual and like medical, right? So that's what I want you to sort of like see for yourself and take those expectations. But it works on multiple levels. It's multifaceted, which is why I love the records. It has, the guidance and the healing and the transformation and, finding your purpose and all of these different elements that it pulls together. It's this dimension that is so multifaceted, and that's why I love it. Okay. Okay, Wendy, New York. Oh, I love New York. Yes, I'm totally open to it. I love New York. I've been to New York. I love the energy. It's very, it's one of those cities that I just feel like it pulls me really most to home rather than Chicago, where my family is currently. But I love New York and I'm open to it. So if you want to reach out to me, we can organize something. You can send me a message through Learn It Live, right? Through the class, if you want to send that message. And we can set something up for the future. once when this whole thing is, if we can make it safe for everybody, obviously, because that's the whole point. People want to feel safe in this environment. Okay, anyone else? I'm checking the chat. As I said, guys, get the books. I think the books are really inspiring. Just if I didn't mention, Linda also has, and other teachers, and I will start to do the enrichment classes. So there's also enrichment classes that are available through Learn It Live. They're not certification classes. So this is like, sort of like if you wanted to take something that's like sort of like a 90-minute class, and some of them are recorded already. So you can go in and kind of check the enrichment classes as well. I'm wanting to do some, so that's going to be an option for you, but it's not going to be certification 2-day class, which is what I highly recommend you to sort of take, but it's available to you as well. Let's see, we still have time. We have 10 minutes. I don't know, like if you have any questions about the content, I can also answer better. Like if there's something, all the class offerings are through LindaHoweLearnItLive.com. So that's just one, where all the teacher classes are, Linda's classes, and I recommend that you do, at some point, it's lovely to meet me. And, I'm not trying to be self-centered, but I'm saying it's lovely to meet a certified teacher, but Linda is also amazing. And there's nothing like meeting, the master teacher as well. So if you have a chance to check out some of her classes that are on demand or enrichment classes, she's a wonderful woman, a wonderful energy, a wonderful teacher. She's just amazing. And I've had a privilege to study with her in person, and I continue to study with her as a certified teacher. One thing if I didn't mention, which, it would be lovely if you decide this is absolutely my thing and I want to teach it. That's an option as well, but you must take these core classes, right? You must take all these classes in order for you to get teacher certification. I don't know when the next certification will be. This is with Linda. So she will set those dates. And when she sets things in motion, then you may be like, okay, at that point, you may be ready. For me, as I said, it's like, it was really, I fell in love with the work and I saw how powerful it was for myself because it's a part of my spiritual practice. But I also saw, what it did with my clients. I actually started right away. I went to a spiritual center and I was like, I love this work. How do I do this? How do I help more people? Like, where are the people that really need my help? So I started professionally right then and there and continued to do it online and in person. Now I really don't do much in person because of the pandemic, but there's that advantage of, doing it. And then I started to teach, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful experience to be a part of community. We all as teachers have a little bit different style, different approach. And so I love all my peers, all my certified teachers. And I encourage you, if you really fall in love with this work, continue to take classes, take the core classes. And then when the teacher training is available, you just jump right in and you join, and it's going to be a wonderful experience for you. And some teachers teach just, a few people, and some teachers really have huge crowds, but it's just going to be you, who are you here to really assist or help? And it's going to be a perfect, you're a perfect person. And that's what I want to tell you. Listen, you are a perfect person to deliver that reading to somebody else, or that teaching to that person that's sitting in front of you. You are that perfect person. And that's just like, there's no mistake in the universe there. So the mini courses over here, yes, a shorter introduction into this work. There is a mini course. Linda has her own how to read the Akashic Records, so that could be an option as well for you. Again, if you want to get into this work, and I'm excited to teach you, that's obviously the 2-day class, but this is a shorter version. It may just get you in just enough for you to see, do I want to go further? Is this enough? Do I really know, like if this is for me, this pathway prayer process? A lot of times people start with the book and they're like, I'm not sure if this pathway prayer process is working for me. But listen, it's working. It's just that, it takes time. You want to develop this relationship with the records. So it's going to be different for every person. Most people, I would say, know the information is coming through a sense of knowing, but there are some people that see and hear. So again, we really dive deep into these classes as to how the record appears to you, how the information comes to you. We really dive into, you becoming ready and, to go out there in the world and share this work, do the readings for yourself and for others. So this could be a part of your spiritual practice as well as a part of professional work, or just helping others, family, friends, whomever, you feel like called to help. Okay, we still have few minutes here, 10 minutes here. Does anybody have questions about classes in particular, any particular certification class, maybe beginning, advanced, healing, soul's path, anything that you are maybe drawn to, that you want to, that you feel like, oh, I want to kind of know more, anything that you have questions about? In the chat, I don't see anything else. Okay.
I did have one more question. I love
perfect.
taking
Yes,
advantage
questions.
of time. There's no shame in my game, so let me just start there. I am interested in being able to offer this to people to help with their healing and help shifting their energy and bringing them into a process of deeper understanding of themselves, their path. So doing the base, it seems to me like I should start with the beginner course. Like that just seems to make sense. Yeah. And so
yes.
I just, is this something
I would
that
take, yeah, this class, thank you so much for your question first. And thank you for asking questions. Yes, this is wonderful. Yes. So the class need to be taken in order because there is some sort of structure, right? So you will start from the beginning because it's really an introduction and you learn how to access and read and be confident in that aspect. And then, I mean, this is my personal opinion. If you're doing it professionally, I would eventually go for the advanced, and sort of know what is behind, because, what is behind the energy healing, like really understand what it's almost like. If you're a performer, this is like, it's like if you're opening the curtain, that's the first one, and you kind of see what's going on and you describe what's going on in the records, and you are able, after the beginning practitioner, you are able to do the readings, so just to let you know, you are going to be prepared to do readings for yourself and for others. Okay. But when you open that curtain and you're able to do readings, now in the advance, you're able to go further and to really understand, what's really this on the stage? Like, what's this element and what's this one and what's this one and how does this work? And so it'll give you this, it'll take your skill set to like a next level.
Yeah, that's what I was interested in, was understanding like with the first, course or certification level, I would be able to take information that I learned there and be able to start the journey of working with other people.
So just, yes, okay. Thank you.
That's
excellent
what I wanted to
question. Know. With the beginning, you're absolutely going to be prepared for doing the readings, and you'll be ready and certified and well off on your way. And if you say, this is the only thing I really need for this moment, absolutely, you're 100%. Now, as I said, I just want everybody to know, expectations out the door. Everyone will be different as to how they present this information. The method will be the same. The pathway prayer process will be the same, just it'll be different. And we'll work on all of that because I want to make sure you're ready after you get certified as the beginning practitioner. I'm going to make sure you're absolutely 100% ready to go out there into the world and offer readings. Now, the advanced, as I said, if you want to take that skill set to the next level, I highly recommend it for the professionals. If you're already doing professional readings, Akashic readings, like if you're the beginner, to add another. So it's just taking you like to another level, but you're absolutely ready. from the beginning to start doing readings?
Very,
And
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. Okay, so I have few more minutes left. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Lisa, for showing up. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Again, I would say, start where it feels natural to you, okay? I am here to support you. I would love for you to join me in a few weeks on the 28th and 29th. Absolutely. I know for a lot of you, that can be a reality, of course. Some of you may decide, I need to take a step back. So start where it's more natural. Like I said, Linda has a how to read the Akashic Records class. There's on-demand classes. If the dates don't work, there are other certified teachers. So, the possibilities are limitless at this point, because we're sort of progressing in this work. And I promise I'm not going to stop with the 3 classes that I'm offering. I'm going to continue to offer all these beginner, advanced, and I'm also excited to teach other classes. The healing class, powerful, very, very powerful, but soul's path and all of that. So you'll have access to me in multiple ways. You'll have access to other teachers. Start where it's the most natural for you. There's no pressure. There's no clock here. Please get the book, the How to Read, if you don't have it, How to Read the Akashic Records. Yes, that's the one you're going to need for the beginning and advanced practitioner certification. The blue book is for the healing. The purple book is for, for the soul's path. Start where it's most natural. Take these classes in order. If you have any questions, please reach out to, to the center, to me. You'll see all the classes listed on Learn It Live. Stevie, thank you. And thank all of you. I know for a lot of us, so you have busy schedules. Taking this time to really spend it with me and to listen to this information talk, it's really wonderful. I'm very excited to meet you all, excited for those that decide to take the class with me. Thank you. And thank you for following me on Instagram. Yes, thank you. All of that. And I'm active on social media as well. I just love community. You'll get to know me. You'll get to know that I'm very much there for you, very supportive. And I just love the community and how it feels to be in this collaboration energy. And that's what the Akasha is. It's about, loving, supportive energy for you to step into, your soul's path, your purpose, your healing, transformation, to do this for yourself and others. And I'm going to leave it there, on that note, guys. Thank you so much. I love you. I'm sending you so much love and light. And I'm looking forward to meeting and getting to know some of you even further. Thank you so much, everyone, wherever you are. I hope you're safe.